Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. What are we on? Episode 5? Yeah. It's been a long day.
Yes.
And a long couple of weeks.
I had to think about it too. Don't worry. You were not.
Actually, I just thought about this. Did I label my stream wrong? I did.
Oh no.
Okay. So not episode 4. It's episode 5.
Do we need to redo?
There we go. And we will fix that so that that is all fixed. And go from there. So yeah, episode 5, not episode 4. So where are we at with episodes? So spoiler warning, if you have not seen episodes 1 through 4, then right up in that corner will be a link that will pop up if you're watching this later on YouTube. If you're watching now and you really just don't want any spoilers, then you can go to our YouTube channel and you can be able to take a look and watch those there. And then when you see my screen, go to our evidence room. Then that'll be the end of the recap area. So what do we got? We've got Rosemary is gone.
She is hiking in the woods
Right.
to go find her kids.
That's right. So we had seen a couple episodes ago where Carver sent her a message and ended up basically saying that he was going after her other kid and took both kids. And now she's out in the woods with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear he better not touch that dog.
Yeah, we both were no, do not be messing with the dog now.
Don't touch that dog. I'm coming after you, Carver.
And then we decided she was heading to this area up in here. So somewhere in the I can't remember the exact square because it's been a little bit of a flub since then. But we know she's coming up into that area. Yeah, because she definitely passed like the crows or whatever and then cut over. So
I agree.
That's what we figured out last episode is roughly where she was heading to.
Yeah.
So
if he touches the dog, I'm going after her, hunt to kill her.
Mm-hmm. We're mutinying one or the other. There's certain things you don't mess with, and that's the creatures, man.
Right? Exactly. All right. So let's see. We've got this up in Discord. We got the thread started. We are good there. All right. I think that's pretty much it for summary and kind of catches us back up to speed. So let's get started on episode 5 right now. All right. Over here at our evidence room. What you got? Looking for the
No,
black
I was
light?
looking for my pen.
Oh, there you go.
Hopefully we won't need the black light, but if we do, we've got it. The little pencil case came in handy.
I will say that life has been very, very, very hectic for the last few weeks. I mean, if you can, all of you can even see as much, but like my room doesn't seem as cluttered because, we're packing up a lot of stuff. And as we've announced in other places and other streams and other videos, we're working on a move. So there's just a lot of stuff going on that we have going on. So bear with us today for this stream. I do have some of the stuff, the easy stuff, that has been scanned in, and that will be uploaded in Discord. Some of the stuff that I would normally get photos of and then make a PDF for and all that, unfortunately, I did not have a chance to do all that. So we'll, as we go through stuff, Red Panda's going to take some pictures and get those uploaded into the Discord.
It's going to be more like raw.
Yeah, exactly. We will be able to go from there. So that just bear with us on this one. It won't be as much. Right?
It's going to be awesome.
Right? So, I mean, look, okay, like I'm busy enough that, look, I mean, I'm not even in jeans and t-shirt right now. I am still in my suit from work. So, because of having to do a bunch of stuff at work and then immediately come home and get stuff ready for stream. And I was like, you know what, I'm not even bothering changing. I'm going to go like this. So, there you go.
My eyes were all watery, sorry.
It's all good.
As soon as we hit that stream light, instant.
Look, I'm just glad you're wearing your glasses this time, and you're going to be like, what does this say? Like, I don't know. Maybe put your glasses on.
Shut your mouth. Yes, I know.
All right,
sorry,
what do we got?
I refuse to acknowledge I'm getting older. I'm just very stubborn about it. So we have episode 5. We have some content. So...
Hey, look, you know what? Yeah, this is our date night. Date night. It's a group date, right? Like,
see, instant yawns. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand it.
Chad's yelling at me, telling me to be nice to Red Panda.
Yes, be nice to Red Panda.
So, all right. So we got that looks like a cigar or cigarette case.
Oh, something's in there. Okay.
Okay.
So squish paper. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Because if we don't, I will start peering at every nook and cranny on the paper now.
Right.
But this is really cool.
So I do not have any photos of that or the paper.
Put your faith in Nathan.
Nice.
1902. That's interesting. All right, cool. That's going to be fun to look into.
There you go.
Okay, very cool beanie. This is the high school mascot, I think. So
okay.
Kind of fun. It matches my little pencil case.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yep. So South Woodland Academy. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Okay, so we've got a beanie. All right.
And then we got a different welcome letter. This looks different.
Yeah, so letter from Anthony.
Oh. Okay.
So
well, it makes sense if Rosemary's out in the woods somewhere.
Right.
Wandering.
Yeah, so that's what we talked about last episode, was we weren't sure who was going to be writing us the correspondence with her being out in the woods.
Is Anthony related to them?
No.
Or is he just a friend?
He's just a really good friend,
okay.
is my understanding.
Me too. A friend of the Kent family. Never mind,
yep.
JK.
There you go.
JK, he takes care of it right there. Sounds good. I couldn't remember if he was an uncle for some reason. I kept feeling like he was
right.
An uncle.
You are. You're on a date with us and Katie and anybody else that wants to join in.
With the cool kids.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so Rosemary, at the end of last episode, we basically got that Rosemary had gone out into the woods searching and was going to be staying out in the woods overnight. And then that was the end of the episode.
You could hear the dog in the background barking at her,
she was getting out of her,
walking her water.
She was getting out of her car and and then the dog and hiking out through the woods and stuff like that. So that was how we ended the last episode, was her going out into the woods. So we weren't sure whether we were going to get a letter from her or whatever the case may be. So it does look like Rosemary maybe never came back. So
he has taken over the Catzilla post with emphasis. He thinks he's extremely cute and needs cuddled at all times.
Right.
You're such a terror. Go.
So we've got a letter from Anthony. So then we also have.
You just want the string.
And the pen.
And the pen. The pen doesn't work though, so he can honestly have the blacklight pen who doesn't work. You want a pen?
He says, y'all are not going to go through this evidence. You're going to pet me.
So we took this little stray cat that was skin and bones and wasting away at life, and we made him a Garfield with naughtiness. It's just ridiculous.
Okay.
All right. You keep those teeth at bay, mister. Thank you. Yes, they're nice.
Ready? Next one is Rosemary's journal page.
I'm going to have to dethrone you for now, okay? You can come back in a little bit. Got to go find something else to do. You ready? Pen. Go get it. Don't buy cat toys, just buy random stuff around the house. It entertains them for hours. Truly. Do not roll the wheelchair. Don't wheel the chair. You'll break the kitten. He is full on thrashing this thing on the floor right now.
So we got Rosemary's journal.
Let's do it. So how do you get this if she's in the woods? Oh, he must have found this. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So
whoa.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Looks like it trails off at the end.
It sure does.
All right. Tree rubbings.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yep. I do not have a photo.
I saw more of his.
It was too large to fit onto the scanner, so I could not scan that.
I think I'll be able to pull it off because I can, with my phone, take a photo at an angle and then crop it so that it centers it again.
That works.
So.
And then I have Henry's note, which I'm guessing is the note that was inside of the cigarette case. This one.
Oh, okay. That we haven't opened it yet.
Yep. I'm guessing that's what that one is. Logging company personnel files.
Who's Henry?
I don't know. It just says Henry's note.
Okay.
Wait, no. Isn't Henry the dad? Was Henry the dad?
I have the article with him dying. Give me 2 seconds to tell you. I'm very confused on who Henry is all of a sudden. That name's just not quite ringing a bell. Squib, you got anything? Katie, you got anything? I'm kind of sheepish. I don't know an answer. Henry for some reason.
I know it starts with an H.
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
I can find it here in a little bit. Oh, forget Burton. Hudson. William Kent is.
So I don't know who Henry is. It just says Henry's note.
We'll figure it out. Pretty writing, I'll say that much.
So
we'll figure it out. We might know it and just not recognize it for the moment.
Yeah.
I didn't have some time to study this week. You're back.
Logging company personnel files and shutdown report. I think
that looked right.
The shutdown report.
And then company personnel files.
And then company personnel files.
All right.
There you go.
This is more about that lumber company that was on that map earlier.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So, this is just fantastic.
Yeah, probably. More than likely exquisite, yes. All right. Let's do...
No, wrong pen. Thank you.
This. Also, it comes with the handy-dandy card. So, there you go. 8 items. And then here, actually, I'll just do this. There you go.
We should also mention that there's those Facebook pages for people who are stuck or...
Oh, yeah. So there's also the Facebook pages, and then that's the from the letter that we're about to read. So there you go. There is Facebook pages for each episode of each of their cases. So we do have that. Let's head over to this investigation room. There we go. So that can also help you. They do have a separate group for each episode as well, so that you aren't. If you're asking questions about a specific episode, you're not asking about episode 5 when there's people that are only on episode 1 that are in the group.
And people are pretty good about also make sure they ask the question in such a way where they don't give anything away. You have to dig deep into the comments to get to the actual answers of things.
Right.
And usually, even then, people are private message me for very explicit information, really detailed stuff, so as not to ruin it. So they try really hard to make sure it stays mysterious.
Yo, Zoom! Thank you so much for the gifted sub over there on Kick. That is amazing. Thank you so much.
All right. What you think, kid?
All of our and chat in both communities. Just so you know. We are putting all of the subscriptions and the bits and the gifted subs and all of that is all going towards our moving costs. So we greatly appreciate anything and everything that you do for that. All right. So
I'm
working on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is why you
so we've got the Burkittsville History Museum, Main Street, Burkittsville. This is from Anthony. Let me make sure I get these pages loaded up as well for our...
Alright, that's good enough.
Hey, I appreciate it, Zoom. I really do. Do we have any mods over there on Kick right now? If so, if we could grab a shout out for Zoom, that would be appreciated. Let's see.
Do you want me to start reading the letter?
No, I'm just going to go ahead and put... I've got these in here. So, chat, I'm going to hit that. So, the items from the box that I was able to scan, those are now uploaded, including the letter from Anthony, along with Rosemary's journal pages, and the logging company personnel files, along with the shutdown report. They are numbered still as they are in order as they are on the card. So you're going to notice that the ones that I've uploaded are missing numbers 3, 4, and then 7 and 8. So that's the stuff that Rose Panda is working on getting uploaded now. All right, so we've got our letter from Anthony. It does say, let's get over here. We've got investigator. Hello, I'm just now realizing that I've never properly introduced myself to you. I'm Anthony Rapinoe, and I'm a friend of the Kent family. I need your help, or more accurately, Rosemary needs your help. When Rosemary left, she promised me she'd only be in the woods for a single night, as though that would be any comfort to me at all. Nevertheless, it's been far longer than that, and she still hasn't returned. I've spent the past day practically turning her place upside down, looking for your contact info, which I eventually discovered once I figured out the password to her laptop. Don't worry, I wasn't trespassing. After Liam disappeared, Rosemary gave me a key to her house so that I could show myself in from time to time, usually just to check in on her and sometimes to help out with the cooking and cleaning when dealing with the investigation got to be too much for her. Okay, now I'm starting to ship these two.
What?
And now I'm starting to ship these two. I mean, Rosemary's given Anthony a key to her place.
Okay, so I'm not the only one thinking that sounds awful interesting.
Right. It's like, oh, definitely. Once she's done, yeah. Right. No. Hopefully she's not done more. Hopefully she doesn't have to mourn anything. Oh, I mean, we don't have any proof that these two kids are dead yet. So.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, her hubby died, though, how many years ago? So maybe that was why she gave the key. Maybe she was ready to move on.
Or maybe she just needed help with the dog or the demon children.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to get those things uploaded really quick in the Discord, guys. Be honest, they're a little raw. The chubby little kitty who was sitting up here was not helping my cause any. I was taking them on him, literally. So.
All right.
Here we go. So this is episode 5.
We've got, all right. Speaking of investigations, Sheriff Lanning isn't even returning my calls anymore.
Ooh, ouch.
Over the course of the past year, an entire family has disappeared on his watch, and he just seems to want to be able to move on from it. I've been searching through the forest alone every day, and I've managed to find a number of notes that seem to have come from Rosemary, alongside a number of items and files that simply shouldn't exist. As if that wasn't already strange enough, in some of the papers I found, Rosemary describes hiding in an abandoned lumber mill. There used to be a lumber mill in the woods, but it was abandoned in the 1950s and demolished over a decade ago. On top of all of these eerie circumstances, it appears as though someone or something has been interfering with Rosemary's personal website. There are new posts being made on a regular basis. I can't even tell if Rosemary has somehow managed to connect to the internet out there, or if it's not her at all. Because the text itself appears to be so corrupted. Whenever I try to make it out, my vision goes blurry, and I'm overwhelmed with such a profound sense of dread that I reflexively slam my laptop shut. Maybe you'll have better luck making sense of the site. What I've been able to make out from her notes, although it doesn't make quite sense to me, is that Rosemary seems to have written about needing to find a 5-digit code in order to progress on her journey through the woods. The best and perhaps the only thing that we can do for her right now is to find that code and send it to her. I know that it's a long shot and that it's crazy to ask you to help with any of this at this point. But I'm used to being the crazy one, and if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say that you must be getting used to it too. Maybe Rosemary will still be able to receive information through her tip line at kentcase.com. I have to believe she will be, because it's our only hope at this point.
I don't remember her asking for a number.
Huh?
Interesting. I don't remember her asking for a number last episode for some reason.
What do you mean? She didn't.
Oh, okay. That's what I was.
That's our objective in this case.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep.
That makes more sense now.
Whatever's happening out there, Rosemary is in imminent danger. There's no time to waste. Please help me see her through this. All right. So he was saying that he's been going out into the woods every day, trying to find her and looking, and he found a bunch of papers, and some papers that should not exist, which I'm guessing is these here. These reports.
Okay. Maybe. Because, yeah, only they should have been shredded or discarded when the company left.
Right.
Most places would. They're not going to leave data behind.
So, the other thing is, then he was saying that in her notes, she was talking about hiding in a lumber mill, but that lumber mill shouldn't exist because it was destroyed decades ago. It was abandoned in the 50s, and then decades ago they demolished it.
Oh, they actually demolished it.
Yeah, so that's what Anthony is saying.
Gotcha. I'll be danged.
So he's saying that if they demolished it, that why is she saying that she was hiding in it? Because there's no lumber mill anymore.
Yeah. Do you actually have a pen? The Sharpie's not going to work because it's just too thick.
No,
I'll go grab one.
I have a pencil.
That is totally fine. Doable. Thank you. Okay, yeah, no, you're fired. You're fired. Respectfully, you're fired. Thank you.
Maybe.
You're fine. I can go grab something. All right, so this is done.
It has lead in it. Come on, get the lead out.
Here, let me try it a backwards way, like I did in school back in the day. Give me the pen. Pencil.
No, I'm going to make it work.
Give me the pencil. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, what up, bro? Dolores. All right. Oh
yeah, no, that's definitely jammed.
See? Told you.
Had to try. Guess you were right.
Oh, play that back. Clip it. Clip it. Play it back.
Oh, that sounds
clip
horrible. I couldn't even get it out. Oh.
Sure. Take her side. Man. Like Rodney Dangerfield. No respect. Oh.
Sorry, I just realized when I walked away how incredibly, eerily silent it was.
I better?
Okay. Oh, yeah, totally. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
All right, and then we got so these are the notes from Rosemary that we've got up next. That one didn't work either.
Oh, heck no.
All right, so Rosemary's notes. It says no sign of my boys or of Carver, not yet. It's been slow going in the dark, but I must have traveled at least a few miles north. In the morning, I'll head deeper. For now, Tank and I have made camp. If Hud could see me struggle to set up his old tent, I'd never hear the end of it. Tank is in his element out here. It always surprises me how quickly he takes to these woods. Never had a dog before that didn't overreact to everything. To every creak in the distance. It almost seems like he's keeping watch for me. Even when I'm not holding his leash, he just sticks by my side. Alright. It started around 3 a.m. Distant first voices whispering. It sounded so young, I thought of Tristan. But none of the voices were his. How many children are out here? I tried to call out to them, but it came out as a croak. My voice felt trapped far back in my throat. When I was finally able to ask who was there, the voices didn't answer. Maybe they couldn't hear me. They sounded so close, though like they were just outside my tent. When I unzipped the tent, the whispering faded to silence. I shined my flashlight out, but there was nothing. That's when I noticed Tank was sitting alert. He's usually such a deep sleeper, but he must have heard something too. I only just managed to get him calmed down. Going to try to sleep a little more and leave at sunrise. Just woke up and went outside to find Liam's hat, placed neatly by the front of the entrance to my tent. Even though I know with total certainty that it's just Carver mocking me, I'm still holding on to it like a totem. I can't feel my blood I can feel my blood boiling inside of me. Don't know how much sleep I've gotten because the sun still hasn't come up. The clock on my phone must be wrong. It says it's 1 in the afternoon. Doesn't make any sense. Either way, I don't want to sleep anymore. Time to get moving. He's trying to scare me. After I packed up camp, Tank and I walked for hours and hours. The deeper we walked into the woods, the less I could see the sky through the canopy of leaves above me. I couldn't even hear the wind. That's when we found a clearing surrounded by tall, thin trees, whose trunks were engraved like headstones. I didn't understand all the carvings on them, or all the carvings on them said, but the messages on a few of those trees couldn't be clear. I took some rubbings of the carvings just to prove to myself that I wasn't seeing things. It's a good thing that I did because they disappeared the moment I looked away from them. I think he's trying to make me turn back. It's not going to happen. What would I be going back to? There's nothing there, not anymore. Tank is exhausted. We're stopping more for his benefit than mine, though I admit it's getting to me. First Hudson, then Liam and Tristan. All my boys, gone. When I get our sons back, I'll never take my eyes off of them again. I promise. Just a little farther, I know it. The voices are back. They sound closer. I don't know if these lines mean anything or not on these notes.
What?
The dashes.
I think it's kind of like her way of saying like between writings. Isn't that way of her marking like?
Well, I wasn't sure because there's like 2 dashes, a bigger gap, 2 dashes, a bigger gap, 4 a little bit bigger gap.
Really scribbled one. There's one really bold one.
This is the one that made me think that, like, almost like at first I was like, oh, like almost like a more. Yeah, I know that means like oh yeah, like time passes, but it's just the way that she did it. It just seems like it's very intentionally done in the way that it is. The sun. Okay, so the sun isn't going to rise again. I thought it was almost dawn again. I was wrong. It's just dark now. It's just dark. Something just tried to get in. I woke up to the sound of Tank barking and realized that something was dragging against the tent, scraping against the plastic. I kicked at it, but I just felt air where my boot should have connected with flesh. It stopped the scratching, though. Sometimes I can see my phone catch a signal for a moment, like the outside world is reaching in to pull me back. But inevitably, the bars disappear, and the outside world is pushed away again. By the woods, by him, or by her. Whoever or whatever he is, I don't care. I can't do this anymore. It's like my mind is playing tricks on me. I think something is out here with me. Something besides Carver, watching me. It's coming closer day by day. I can hear it breathing. I don't know what it is waiting or what it's waiting for. There are times when I can see a light through the trees, flickering fire. Each time I've run towards it, hoping it was Carver's campfire. I lower my head and bolt, but the light always burns out just before I can reach it, like a cruel joke. It's the only light I ever see besides my own flashlight. There's no more sun anymore. No more daytime. I can't do this. No, that's enough feeling sorry for myself. I'd better get moving. Tank started growling at a bush, and when I pointed my flashlight, I saw a pale white hand with only 2 fingers covered in blood. It looked like the hand of a drowned person, like something hasn't seen sunlight in years. As soon as the beam of my flashlight hit that hand, it flinched away as it made this terrible groaning noise, like an angry animal and a wounded man at the same time. I ran in the opposite direction, and Tank followed. That's when I found this building. It looks abandoned. I'm hunkered down in the entryway for now. The door won't open, but I think there's a window. I might be able to get through. Right? So spooky. Alright. Well, I got tanking myself in, but I managed to cut my leg on a piece of glass that was sticking out of the window pane in the process. Thankfully, I was smart enough to bring a first aid kit. The bleeding hasn't completely stopped yet, and it hurts like hell, but I think it might be okay. I think I'll be able to walk on it. I'm going to try to explore a little in a few minutes. It looks like this place used to be a logging company. There's an axe embedded in the wall, and most of the furniture has been flipped. Scorch marks on the walls and floors. I found records amongst all the carnage. They paint a pretty vivid picture of what happened here before all of this. I suppose the woods retook this place after it was abandoned, although I do feel relatively safe in here compared to outside. But I'm going to need to move on soon. No time to waste. I managed to limp up the half-rotted stairs to the rooftop to try to get the lay of the land. At first I saw nothing on the horizon but trees, but then I noticed it, the light again. The flickering light of a campfire. I know where I have to go from here, towards that fire. If Tristan and Liam aren't there, they aren't anywhere. I noticed something else on that rooftop, though. It was the groaning sound of that creature somewhere on the building's perimeter. And then there was the sound of another and another. I think the building is surrounded. The only way forward is going to be through them. They're scratching at the front door and at the windows, and it's making Tank go absolutely ballistic. My leg hurts. God, I wish I had a cigarette right now. They hate the light. The hand that I saw in the woods, and now those things outside. When I shine my flashlight at an area where they're scratching, they'll all back away from the light, and even Tank calms down a little, like he senses they're a little farther away. I saw a mention of a breaker room in some of the reports, so I tracked it down. If I can manage to get inside, I'm going to flood this place with light. It might clear enough of a path for me to run straight to Carver's campfire. Thing is, the door's been outfitted with a hefty combination lock. Nothing can ever be easy, can it? To add insult to injury, I thought I'd managed to find a pack of cigarettes right outside the breaker room. But the second I picked it up, I could tell it was empty. 5 digits. With any luck, it's hidden around here somewhere. I'd better get start, and then it trails off. So, that makes this very interesting. Because, her note was found by Anthony.
Yep.
Along with this other paperwork. And the cigarette case.
Yeah.
And this.
So Henry found the note?
No. Oh, Anthony found all of this stuff.
So I can tell you now the code that this has to do with the number she needs. For sure.
Okay.
So we've got some of the words undone. But
so Henry is nobody. It's somebody from the past from the log mill. My
assumption is the person who owned the cigarettes, is my suspicion. Because he also sounds like he was trapped. Like he said he can hear them scream. Like, you'll read it soon.
Yeah.
But this is the key, but I can't figure out some of the words. They're scrambled.
Okay.
So if anyone's good at word scrambling, I need you. So I've already put this up in the post.
Okay.
Is
there anything
I can't figure out a trend
on it?
I can check. I can't figure out like a trend. Like to me, like I can just unscramble the smaller words, but when I start to get into 4 or 5 letter words, I'm struggling. It's like one of them I got fully. It says all the fires he lit to keep them away.
Okay.
So she's talking about or this guy's talking about other people lighting fires to keep the creatures or whatever they are at bay.
Okay.
Is what it looks like.
So this letter is the one from Henry that was inside of the cigarette case. I can hear those things at night, slinking around, scratching up against the walls, moaning like dying men. They want us to know that the only thing keeping them out is the light. If anything ever happens to the breaker room, if the power ever goes out, then that's it. We lose the only thing that keeps them away at night. And then they'll get us just like they got James. They called it an accident in the official report, but we all know that isn't true. I can hear their screams when I'm out there. The people who have died and who are dying and who haven't died yet and who will never die. Ripples through time, stuck in place like the rings of a tree. James is one of them now. Maybe he always has been. Everything's all mixed up, even my brain. I can't remember my life before I walked into this forest. I can't remember the faces of my brother and sister, and I can barely tell when I'm awake or when I'm dreaming anymore. The fear is too much. The sound of their scratching at the window panes and her whispering in my ear. But all that matters is that I remember the 5 numbers. As long as I follow 5 steps, I'll always be able to reach the light. And then, so then it's all... So did you figure out, like, what the pattern is for it?
So that's the problem. It just looks scrambled. There's no, like, rhythm I can find. Like, it's all just scrambled words. Like, most of them are easy to unscramble. But there's about 12 words I'm stuck on because they're longer, and I'm not good with longer scrambled letters. Like, the first one I've got, the blank, that blank, like, blank men. The blank, that blank, like, blank men.
Okay.
So I was getting ready to start doing some scribbling to kind of see what I could come up with, because right now the problem I'm having is I don't know how to
It's all so it's probably all mixed up because
they're scrambled.
Right. So. Everything's all mixed up.
Right. Yeah. I already. Yeah.
So that's
I wasn't kidding when I said they're scrambled because all the other words I figured out. Like I figured out over half of the words.
This only thing I can think of now is street.
So for number 2, which one?
Number 1, the street.
Okay.
That.
The street that blank like Blankman. Tears? Wait, T.
Look in Discord. You already got it.
Did you already get them all?
Well, she got one. Okay, here we go. So number 1 is the trees that bleed like wounded men. I guess street would have 2 words, right? Or 2 T's. So yeah, trees. Okay, so the trees that bleed like wounded men. Adam lost as much as the clock he fell asleep.
As the clock, something what? Wait, sorry. Adam lost as much as the what?
As the clock he fell asleep.
No, so I had Adam lost as much as the blank blank when he fell asleep. So there's 2 words between as the blank blank when he fell asleep. Let me see if I can help with that. So, it looks like it's PPTOSDE. Like PPTOSDE. Like the blank blank when he fell asleep. That second word I think is clock though. So blank clock. So
let me find out.
Stopped. STOPPED. Stopped clock.
Yes, there is. It is. There is one for this. There you go.
You guys get it? That I got that one.
What is it?
It was stopped clock.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, once I have other words, I can put it more into context. Okay, 3's blank in SU. Three's blank in blank. Blank, blank, blank. Other two.
There you go. It's in Discord for you.
So basically, right. I have the first 2. So the second one was Adam lost as much as the stopped clock when he fell asleep.
Okay.
So the third one, I've got 3's blank in blank, the blank, 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 to be together to light the way. These something.
Whoa.
Holy Toledo.
They weren't kidding. I just typed in the password for the Liam Kent site. They were not joking.
I may have to take some of these and put them into a word scrambler. That's the only way I can think to do this, babe. Unfortunately, I'm just going to write some of these words down and see if I can descramble them.
I put it in Discord.
Yeah.
If you want to just copy and paste.
Wait, you put the answers?
No, I put the typed out version of it.
Gotcha, okay. Thank you. It's killing this cat that he doesn't get to steal my pen.
Uh-huh.
Really hard on him.
I see some stuff that says, please help, please help, please help, please help. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. No sun, no service, no salvation. Just static and sadness. Where is the sun? Where are the children? Where am I? Who am I? What am I? The map was right and the path was sure, but the land is wrong, wrong, wrong. There's strength in numbers is number 3. Finally have a connection. The hotspot I bought is working, but I don't know for how long. It's connected for seconds at a time before, but never long enough for me to send a post. If I don't come back, know that I went out fighting. Give all of my books to Anthony Rapinoe and everything else to my sister. We've got another Good Fences post as well. Kent family curse. I told you all they were cursed, and none of you blinked an eye. First, the husband dies in that horrific accident. Then the children go missing, and now the wife can't be found. It's more than bad luck. Rosemary's gone now, too. When is the last time anyone saw or heard from her? What is the sheriff doing to address this new development? How has he let things get this dire? Yep, cat cam. Cat cam. No. Cat cam.
He's a ridiculous stinker. Mm-hmm. He's super happy right now, though. We don't want to disturb the monster.
Right. The sheriff's uncle would never have stood for any of this. Emmett Lanning would have fought tooth and nail to save that entire family from the very beginning. This town has gone nowhere but downhill ever since West took over the mantle of sheriff. Maybe Rosemary realized that there was nothing left for her and moved away, just like her older sister did. Isn't that the most rational explanation after all? A few days ago, I saw her car parked by the edge of the woods, completely empty. Got a rational explanation for that? I reported it to Sheriff Lanning, of course, and he just seemed sad and tired to hear about it. Come on, Karen, you don't really think that the family is cursed, do you? What does the sheriff say? She hasn't been gone too long. There really is no reason to panic. If you ask me, Rosemary started this whole thing. Getting the town worked up, nervous when she's been the one behind it all. I mean, look at the facts. We all know that family has been falling apart since Hudson passed. Then the children go missing, and all of a sudden she goes missing too. I smell foul play. We've spent all this time out checking the woods. Who's to say we shouldn't have been looking in the Kent family basement the whole time? Maybe Rosemary's finally finished with this thick plan she'd been plotting out all along. And now she's halfway across the country with a stolen car, a new name, and a different haircut.
What? I missed something.
It's somebody basically saying that that Rosemary is the one that started this whole thing. This is the Good Fences.
God, love this tea.
Alexander Johnson.
All right, I got number 3 and number 4. I just need number 5 now.
Okay. I'm not sure which one Exquisite's on over
here. I'll leave Exquisite.
There's strength in numbers. The blank family needs to be together to light the way.
I think it's the Herman family.
The Herman family?
I think it's the back of this. Herman. Yep.
Okay. So the Herman family needs to be together to light the way.
Yep. All the fires he lit to keep them away. And then the 5th one was 1 week before the blank was blank.
The woodland / download was founded.
I'm going to say Woodland was founded. All right. You can keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just didn't.
Yeah, Woodland. I just want to make sure that we got it all right. Yeah. The trees that bleed like wounded men. Adam lost as much as the stopped clock. Lost as much as the stopped clock when he fell asleep. There's strength in numbers. The Herman family needs to be together to light the way. All the fires he lit to keep them away. 1 week before the woodland was founded.
And then I have a theory on the numbers based on how they're laid out. I have 2 different ideas. Because see how this one's farther over? So I think 5 is the first number.
Okay.
And then I think 1 or 3 are the second 2. And then the 4th one's 2 and the 5th one's 4. But between 1 and 3, they look exactly the same to me. So that one I'm struggling with. I can't figure that one out.
Wait, what are you looking at?
So, like, you see how they line up? So 5 is the farthest over. So if you're reading it linearly, it'd be 5, and then either 3, 1 or 1, 3, and then 2, and then 4, because of how far over to the left they are.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's 5 blank blank, because I don't know which order those two go in, and then 2, 4.
Okay. Oh, as far as the code?
Yeah, I could be wrong, but that's the only thing I've noticed so far that kind of caught my eye.
Okay.
So I thought we could just try both those codes when we get to that and see if they ever work. And if not, we'll go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Unless someone else has some really cool insight that they've noticed that I have not. Oh, that's cute. You're fun. He just did this little cute paw thing. I felt something very warm on my hand. I was like, what is this?
So we've got, let's see. Next one up is, I'd bet anything that one of us is next, family curse or not. There's no way that this horrible wave of tragedy is going to end with the Kents. And then somebody commenting, everyone needs to calm down. Sure, weird things are happening, but weird things have always happened. My family has lived here for generations. I don't think I have any treats back here, but I'm sure Red Panda could go grab some treats for the cat.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
There you go. We'll find a redeem and give treats.
Oh, really? The accessibility translation's wrong?
Wait, what?
Because if there is something wrong, we can let them know. Did we make a mistake instead of them, though?
No, I think Exquisite was had logged in.
Never seen him run so fast.
So wait, what part is wrong with the... Ah, okay.
Get up here.
That's weird.
What's up?
Oh, number 3.
What were we wrong? 3's strength in numbers?
I see what you're... No. It's just something where the wrong letter is capitalized in it. Because it's supposed to be...
Oh, the T that's capitalized.
Yeah, it's HTE.
Okay. I'll circle that so we can send Joe a message.
Yeah.
Minor, but nice catch. It's been like 3 or 4 years since this case came out, so.
But the transcript portion for accessibility says EHT and has the H capitalized.
Yeah.
So, which, yes, correct. The capitalization matters for it to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we got for T.
All right, I'm going to start working on translating all this. It's going to take me a bit.
Okay.
If you want to start on one half Exquisite, let me know, and I can do it on the other side, but let me know.
Curtis is right. The worst things that have happened to folks, all the well and truly unexplainable deaths and disappearances, and even the sightings of unnatural creatures, all of those have only happened past dark. We're fine as long as we're safe in our homes by dusk. Yeah, if you want to work on the rubbings, on one of the sides of the rubbings, which side are you working on?
If you want Exquisite, I'll do the top. So I'll do everything like above that you're too foolish, and you can start on these 4. Does that work? You would do these 4.
Yep. All right. Perfect.
All right, you Swivel Worm, do your thing.
Okay. Anthony Rapinoe making a comment on Good Fences. I've seen everybody talking over these past few days, and I feel the need to remind you all that Rosemary is still out there in those woods. We can still find her. She would look for any of us if we went missing, and you all know it. Rosemary organized the past 4 town festivals practically all by herself. She was there to help clean up after the museum caught fire. She has one of the biggest hearts out of all of us. She's always been there for us. We need to be there for her. Somebody commented, "I'm sorry for your loss, Anthony, but I think that you need to take a deep breath and come to terms with reality. We still haven't gotten any information about the goings on in of the forest or any of the odd occurrences of the town. It is unfortunate that what has happened to the Kents, but we need to come to move on from this terrible tragedy as a community. Disappearances aren't new here. This panic isn't new. This town is a graveyard. Our tombs are marked. It's only a matter of time whether we stay out or not. The woods will take us all." So there's that. Let's see. I don't think there's anything new in photos. Nope. That was those images from before. Okay. I don't know what this one is.
What's going on?
There's cannot leave.
Please help, please help.
Yeah, but I'm trying to read this one. It's scrambled. So we cannot leave. We
What are the letters?
cannot die.
We
can.
Is it? Thanks, Kaido. Is it Lyno? I can't see it.
Lyno.
We can
only
do
what
she
tells us.
Lets us.
Or yeah, that she
Is it lets us or tells us?
tells. There's two L's.
Okay.
Yeah, so what she tells us. Okay. All right, so we'll move that out of the way for now, and then we will end up with let's go. Okay, so our translation, okay, the trees that bleed like wounded men. Adam lost as much as stopped clock when he fell asleep. There's strength in numbers. The Hermit family needs to be together to light the way. All the fires he lit to keep them away. 1 week before the woodland was founded. There is some lettering on here. LHK. Liam Kent. 1 week before the woodland was founded. So the academy was founded August 9th, 1789. So 1 week before that.
You said August what?
August 9th, 1789. So, because it's 1 week before the woodland was founded. So 7 days prior, so 2. Right?
I
2
don't
plus
know what
7
we're
is
trying
9.
to figure out right now. I'm so
confused. I think this is one of the numbers. I don't know. I don't think it's
You don't think it's what I was thinking it was?
No, I think that tells you what order to put the numbers. So question
each
one,
one of those are
question
questions.
one, yeah. So question one would Oh, just was saying, I think one of each one is the clue for each digit. Strange, don't jump ahead. Listen. Okay, I'm
But
smart.
how would we figure out how many fires he lit?
Um,
The Herman family, we can figure out how many of those there are because it says right here. Okay. There's a mother, a father, and 3 kids. That'd be a total of 5.
5? Okay. So Herman family is 5. You have... I don't have a way to...
yeah, I can do it. Now. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each of the questions.
Okay, so
question number 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to...
And then question number 5 is 2.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys keep working on all that. Let me know if you have more. I'm going to keep chewing away at this because I'm not going fast here.
No worries.
Kaido, you are driving me out, sweetheart. I do love you. You are not helping. You're cute.
All right, let's take a look at the last 2 documents that we have that I've scanned in. So this is the Creekside. There's nobody left for you. Wait, which one is that one?
What?
Is that from...
There is nobody left for you? What? I don't understand.
Oh, wait, is that from one of the...
That's not an option.
No, I think that's from your thing that you asked her to translate. Top left of her 4. The rubbings. The rubbings.
I'm on the rubbings, but what are you trying to say? I don't understand.
Okay. What I'm telling you is that the statement she just wrote, there is nobody left for you, is the translation of the rubbings that you asked her to translate.
All of those?
No. It's the top left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Sorry. I thought you were telling me she was already doing these, so I was like, wait, what am I doing? Okay.
The 4 that you asked her to do.
I was like,
top left.
Okay. I thought she had all 4 of those done, and I was dumbfounded because I'm like, how?
she's working on it currently because she's putting them in the chat.
No worries. I was very confused. I thought you were telling me that she was telling me what mine were, and I'm like, how did she do mine if she already was working on hers? Like I just didn't.
No. She's doing hers.
Thank you.
Yep. Creekside Timber Company. Category violence. Filler John Martell. May 4th, 1956. Loggers Daniel Calder and Edward Magoon engaged in a vicious fistfight today during their lunch break. Nice. Who else do we have stuff from? Oh, category trespassing. Filer Henry Kent. I noticed evidence of trespassing in the logging area while doing normal rounds just before sundown. I investigated a series of scuffling noises that began inside the mill and moved outdoors. Pointed my flashlight into the woods, and though I could see nothing with its beam, the noises continued. What began as a low rustling, I might have mistaken for raccoons, to me seemed to change into something resembling muffled voices. Maybe. Yep, that very well might be the case. Taking one of the high-powered equipment lights in an attempt to frighten off any potential trespassers, I shone it into the direction of the North Hill, where I caught temporary sight of the intruder. I glimpsed the intruder for a moment and saw only a large, pale person. At the distance I saw him, I couldn't tell if he was wearing tight, skin-toned clothing or if he was nude. He was, however, moving incredibly fast at the crest of the North Hill. The being ran over the hill and further into the woods. Yeah, Henry Kent. That must be Hudson's dad.
Henry Kent?
Henry Kent.
Hudson Kent is the dad.
I said
Oh,
Henry Kent
so the
must
grandfather.
Be Hudson's dad.
So the grandfather of Liam.
Yes.
Sorry, it's hard to focus on both because these are really confusing symbols.
Oh, you're okay. Oh, wait. Here we go. Hold on. What is this? I think I figured it out. Adam lost as much as the stopped clock when he fell asleep. Dictated from the verbal testament of Adam Barrett.
Okay. So we know when he fell asleep?
Well, that's what. Yeah, I'm getting ready to read that
Okay.
one. I was trying. I was like, this is just gonna be a lot of reading. So
Yeah.
I was like, let me skim through this and see if anything pops out. And then I saw the name Adam, and that's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So dictated from the verbal testament of Adam Barrett. I've been having dreams about James's death almost every single night since it happened. Dreams where I can always hear a man calling for help from somewhere in the forest. Maybe it's James. I can always hear him screaming, and even though I can't see him, I somehow know it, or know in my heart that he's trapped underneath a gigantic white tree. Sometimes in these dreams, I run into the forest to find him, but no matter which direction I go, I never can. And whenever I wake up from one of these dreams, I always find leaves and sticks in my bed, like I've been sleepwalking, except my feet are never dirty. And listen, I know that this might seem like something I shouldn't be coming to you about, John, but we've worked together for nearly 10 years. And I need someone to know that lately I haven't just been hearing the screaming in my dreams at night. I've been hearing it in the distance whenever I go out in the woods. None of the other men can hear them. Nobody will go out to look for where they're coming from with me. And there's no way in hell I'm going out there alone. So I've just been going about my work and day after day trying to ignore the screaming. I've got to tell you, I'm nearly at the end of my rope. It's not just the screaming. I've been seeing body parts everywhere over the past few weeks, and nobody else can see them. Severed arms lying on the ground when I'm outside, seared fingers floating in my coffee. Sometimes I look down to see my own hands falling off as though they're gangrenous,
Stop
and then I blink,
that, please.
and they're fine again. Last night I dreamed that my right thumb, forefinger, and middle finger were collected by a creature that was as pale as a corpse. I thought that it might have been James since it was wearing his clothes, but I couldn't tell for sure because his face had rotted off. Doja, what up? Welcome in. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well, Doja. Thank you. Let's see. But I couldn't tell for sure because his face had rotted off. The other boys are dreaming about things like that too. They don't say it out loud, but I can tell from how quickly they change the subject when I try to tell them about my own dreams. Maybe they're seeing things during the day too and just don't want to and just won't admit it. I can't be the only one losing my mind around here. Okay. So I don't remember hearing anything about a clock, but he Adam lost as much as the stopped clock when he fell asleep.
Could it mean when he died?
Maybe.
Sometimes sleeping is equivalent to death.
But there's no like death date on any of the paperwork.
Which is the part about Adam? Can you tell me so I can find it? Is it this document?
No, it's in this document.
Okay. Can I look at that copy while you're looking at the copy on the computer?
Yep, I was just getting you to the right page for it.
Okay, thank you. I had to scoot him out, babe. He was trying to bite the camera. Okay. I didn't realize he was chewing on the camera. I caught him. Could it have something to do with the date of June 25th, 1956 then?
Maybe. No, but Adam lost as much as the stopped clock when he fell asleep.
He's definitely falling asleep randomly and sleepwalking.
I mean, he did say something about last night. I dreamed that my right thumb, forefinger, and middle finger were collected by a creature that was as pale as a corpse. So maybe 3.
Oh, because it says he lost something, right?
Well, he lost as much as the stopped clock when he fell asleep.
And that was the only thing about Adam? Nothing else talks about Adam?
Not that I saw when I was skimming through. Uh, okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read through these because it looks like maybe there's just a bunch of stuff that we gotta piece together.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, okay. So loggers Daniel Calder and Edward Magoon, vicious fistfight today during their lunch break. I can recount what I saw of the fight that Mr. Calder stormed into the lunchroom and seemingly unprovoked attacked Mr. McCoon. The fight quickly escalated, and the onlooker certainly did not help. We have had fights here before, but this particular altercation was remarkably vicious, with both men sustaining severe bruising, multiple cuts, and several deep bite marks. Mr. Calder also appears to have cracked a rib and has lost 4 of his teeth. As I was pulling the 2 men apart, I could hear Mr. Calder shouting at Mr. McCoon that he needed to stop talking about the children, that she could hear everything that he said, and that he didn't want to draw her attention. Both men were sent home to cool off, and their pay has been docked for the day. Thunder, hello. Welcome in. Okay. Do you want her messages from the tree rubbings?
We can do that in a minute. I mean, you can stick them in Discord if you want. I just have them written down, so I have to verbally read mine. But we can.
Oh, did you see her type them in?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, they're all different things. He's just taunting Rosemary.
Oh, okay. So
I haven't seen what she typed in. I just have my own, and she has her own. So I thought we'd go over all of those after we finish those.
Oh, that works. I didn't know if you want me to write them down so I don't lose them in the chat.
Either way. I mean, we're already stopped, so we can just go over them now.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just trying not to keep bouncing back and
I
forth
know.
with other
viewers. I didn't want to lose the stuff in the chat.
No, you're good.
So her messages are: "There's nobody left for you."
Okay, and that was this one right here.
I'm guessing so. She didn't put that in there.
Well, you said that they were. She did the first one on the upper left, so that would be this one.
Yeah, nobody left for you is top left of the 4.
Yeah. So the next one
and then it is there's nobody and nothing.
Yep, that'd be this one.
Okay. It's time to let go.
That one.
Welcome home.
And that one. Okay.
So there you go.
The ones I had were you pretend to be so strong, but I see you think you're alone. They're losing faith in you, meaning her children, I think. And then the second part right here says, "You will not win. She is the only one who ever wins in the woods." And then he says in English, "You're too foolish to accept your fate. Your children have, your husband has, and now it's your turn."
Oh, Exquisite put a screenshot in. I didn't catch that because I scrolled up. So she did put a screenshot in Discord of the what they say.
I'll get mine typed in at the end of all this. Okay, because I'm trying so hard to focus on the story, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do both.
That makes sense. All right, so next up is trespassing Henry Kent. I think we talked about this one. Yep, we did.
Did we already get
this
a
number? This is the one where Henry. This is the one where Henry said that he saw something. There was trespassing. He shined a light on it. And when he did, the thing took off in the direction of the North Hill.
Okay.
And then all he saw was only a large, pale person.
Okay.
In the distance, I saw him. He couldn't tell if he was wearing tight, skin-toned clothing or if he was nude.
Yeah, I do remember that now. Okay.
All right, so vandalism to company property, June 18th. Amelia Hooper came running into the mill from her lunch break, which she had taken in town, and reported to me that someone had vandalized every single car in the mill's parking lot. I followed her out into the lot and found that she was right. Every single car and truck in the lot was covered bumper to bumper in dents the size of baseballs, and there was glass all over the gravel. And around every car were small stones. It's conceivable that someone could have wound up a good pitch and dented metal with rocks of those sizes. But who could it have been, and when? Even with all the machinery going, someone would have noticed. There are always men working near the front of the building, which is filled with windows. I even found a few who said they were there right before Amelia came in, and they didn't see or hear anything. Strangely, though, there was one pile of rocks that had been stacked perfectly. right in front of James Berman's car. What a thing.
And James is the one that died, we know of, based on what we've already read. So I'm trying to see. That was June 18th. So on the same day as that is the next one.
Yep. So dictated from the verbal testament of Edward Daniels. Thanks for taking this down, Mr. Martell. I don't know if I could. So anyway, James was there, right next to Henry Kent, when it happened. He looked kind of shell-shocked, James. I don't know if anything brought it on. I just happened to be carrying another axe down to Adam. I saw James out of the corner of my eye just standing there. I didn't know what he was up to. If something was happening, but he looked off into the woods. It seemed like he was listening to something. I saw him do this little nod, and then James just jammed his right arm straight into the chipper and kept pressing it in. He just kept pressing it further and further down, even when a few of the men grabbed onto him and tried to pull him away. He'd mangled his arm almost up to the shoulder by the time someone had the wherewithal to switch the damn thing off. We tried to help stop the bleeding, but he just kept struggling and yelling something about doing what's asked of him. He bled out just before the ambulance arrived. It happened at 3 o'clock on the dot. Did you notice? Look at your watch. Every clock in this place stopped working the second his hand hit those blades. Okay, so
3 p.m. Or sorry, 3 is the number for 2.
Yeah, which is funny because I came to that when I was counting the fingers that he was talking about. But he had these 3 fingers that were removed in his dream. Well, these 3.
Maybe it was because of the time that it happened, the accident happened.
Yep, so I would say 3 then is our next number.
So we're still needing the trees that bleed like wounded men. Okay. Which maybe that one's from this. Could that be from this, maybe? How many of these there are? Well, let's read the rest of these.
Wait, hold on. Edward McCune was discovered in the late evening setting fire to various areas of the lumber mill.
Which one? Wait.
Edward, is that the one about the fires?
Oh, we still have those 2 to go. We haven't read those yet.
Right. What I mean is I think that's this is the one about the fires, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, the fires he let to keep them away? Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. The creatures, yeah. That makes sense.
So it won't be that one because we already read that one.
Oh, did we read this one?
We did read that one.
Oh, that was the 3 fingers, yes, okay.
Yeah. So this is the one that starts with that. I jumped. Yeah, I jumped from... yeah, I did. Don't get ahead. Well, listen, I do because I was like, this is a lot of reading, and I don't know that I want to do all this reading. I've had to do a lot of talking over the last several days to teach somebody how to take my place. And I can definitely tell that I've done way more talking than I normally would. This is why I read Panda and you get confused. Listen. That's it. I'm out. No. Look, y'all want Red Panda to do this anyway, so...
No, they don't.
Yep, I know. Everybody just wants Red Panda. I get it. I understand. I know.
You married me, so you must have seen something there that you liked, right?
I guess.
Oh, it's so fun when you start to get to the 10-year mark.
All right. I had forgotten something this was Edward Kuhn about lighting, or in the late evening, setting fire to various areas of the mill. I had forgotten something at the mill, and when I entered the building, I discovered McCune pouring gasoline onto a table and holding a lighter. I moved to confiscate both the gasoline and the lighter immediately, and he did not resist. I started pressing him about his actions, and he just calmly asked me to help him. He said he was doing his part to keep the boys safe, and that he was almost finished, but that he had one more fire to set before the building was safe. I realized the implication of his statement and immediately began to run through the building. When I found and began stomping out the first fire, which was thankfully relatively small, McCune became angry. He tried to physically prevent me from extinguishing the flames, and then, when it became clear that I could overpower him, he tried to beg me to leave the fires burning instead. At that point, I decked him square across the face, and he passed out. I left him on the ground and continued to check the building for fires. All in all, I managed to find and put out 4 separate fires in total. That must be the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that must be our number. Once I was sure the building was safe, I found McCune again. He was right where I had left him, though he had regained consciousness. He seemed unfazed and even offered to provide an explanation for his activities. It's not safe out there in the dark, Johnny. I was just making it okay so the boys could go to work in the morning, you know? If we let it stay dark in here too long, they're going to creep in. When I asked him specifically what it was he was trying to prevent, he seemed unable to put it into words. He was only able to tell me it was something related to the woods. It practically goes without saying, but I, of course, terminated McCoon's employment and reported him to the police for arson. All right.
So we have everything but number 1, the trees that bleed like wounded men.
Yep. You'll probably have to read the shutdown report.
That's what I was wondering.
Uh-huh.
Do you think it has something to do with the wood chipper and the children's handprints?
The trees that bleed like wounded men? Maybe.
Because the number 7 appears as far as...
Where are you reading that at? Which page?
Maybe page 2, top paragraph. I could be wrong. This is as far as I've gotten, so it could be not that at all. But that's... I thought of it, wood chipper chews trees up.
Okay.
The guy bled out.
Stay, look, y'all are accusing me of skipping ahead. We hadn't even finished reading the last thing, and she's already on page 2. So there.
Because I thought you already read this. Did you not already read this?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
You told me I needed to read this like you had already read it, though.
What?
You literally told me that I needed to make sure I read this incident report, like for the shutdown stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
So that made me assume that you had already read the item.
I have not read it.
Oh, well, too late. Sorry, my bad.
Don't blame me, exquisite.
Too much bouncing.
All right. So initially called in by the state of Maryland to perform an incident analysis in the case of a worker's death at the Creekside Timber Company's Black Hills Forest facility. So this has to do with James. So this is after that. So they've failure to observe basic security protocols, unsafe working conditions, and a pattern of wildly inappropriate behavior from nearly all of the site's employees. Also noted some sort of hysteria affecting the workers and the psychological effects of which seem to predate the death of James Berman. Nice. So if you want to read through then the next part.
Sorry, we're at...
I focused much of my initial inspection on the wood chipper. My voice is just getting rough.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I focused much of my initial inspection on the wood chipper involved in the Creekside employee's death. A thorough examination reveals nothing faulty with the machine itself. However, during my inspection, I discovered no fewer than 7 children's handprints on the lower third of the machine's outer body. Foreman John Martell claimed to have no knowledge of any children's presence and further claimed that the machine had not been touched since the accident. I find myself dubious of this claim on both fronts, as the handprints appeared to be fresh. Whatever substance they were made from was wet, viscous, and warm to the touch. Which makes me think of the word blood, but whatever. Right. The discovery of these handprints prompted me to search the entire facility for further evidence of the presence of children. I soon came to observe additional handprints inside the break room, foreman's office, 2 bathrooms, and most perplexingly of all, on the ceiling directly above a secretary's desk. It was at this point in my inspection when, as I looked up at the handprint on the ceiling, a rusted light fixture nearly fell upon my head. Had I been standing 3 feet to the left, I would have sustained a grave injury. Although the handprints covered the facility, no further evidence of the presence of children turned up in my inspection. However, the evidence of the presence of minors on the premises is irrefutable and damning. To also allow young children on the premises at all, let alone near such a dangerous piece of machinery, is an unconscionable oversight on the part of management. Observations of psychological effects upon employees. During my inspection of Creekside Timber Company, I also observed significant and alarming abnormalities in the behavior of its employees. On my tour with Foreman John Martell, I heard multiple workers whispering things to the effect of me not belonging there, that I could at least understand being in a small town, and with the recent accident, I represented the possibility of a shutdown and therefore a lost paycheck. But some of those remarks moved beyond simple hostility into the nonsensical and unnerving. I heard one man say that I should stand in the corner, and another that I would listen when she tells me to leave. I have also repeatedly observed workers behaving negligently. Multiple men appeared to be staring off into the woods while operating dangerous machinery such as wood chippers and saws, and while swinging axes. When I approached to reprimand them for their actions, these workers all responded with slight confusion, followed by disbelief and denial that they had indeed been staring into the distance at all. I also observed one worker counting his own 10 fingers. He did this multiple times. He would seem satisfied with this number and then count again. When I asked him what he was doing, that felt so unpleasant, dude. Thank you. When I asked what he was doing, he seemed to snap out of a stupor and said, in all seriousness, just wanted to make sure it was all still there.
Hmm.
Those forgot to get trimmed. Those hurt really bad.
Hmm.
All right. Many of the men I spoke to over the course of the inspection seem to have bought into the superstition about rocks of all things. They claim to fear the appearance of small piles of stones as omens of death and injury. Remember that guy that got his hand torn off in the chipper and then died? Mm-hmm. He had the stones next to his car.
Yep.
So they claim to fear the appearance of small piles as omens. I happened to find one such pile just outside my own automobile as I was finishing my inspection. There was no signs of damage, simply piles of rocks outside my door, on my hood, and on my roof. I can only assume this was a pathetic attempt at a practical joke by a disgruntled employee. Additionally, near everyone on the company's payroll reports missing time, of which there is seemingly some evidence. Ms. Martle showed me employees' complaints with time discrepancies no one could understand. The times shown on the cards did not match when employees reported, nor the amount of work they were supposed to have completed in that time. Others have worked for what feels like an entire day, but only returned with no more timber than they chopped in an hour. Men shown clocking in for only half an hour claim to have worked their entire shifts and have returned with a day's worth of wood. When I asked Mr. Martel if this discrepancy could be the result of human error, or if he could have found himself the butt of a practical joke, he said he trusted his men implicitly. An inspection of the timekeeping machine also proved to be in perfect working order. Presence of an unknown, possibly toxic substance. Found at the Creekside Timber Company was what many of the men have referred to as a strange slime leaking from the trees. I interviewed the man who, weeks before Berman's death, first discovered the substance, a logger named Adam Barrett. He described an incident in which he and coworker Simon Donner came across trees that were, to his words, bleeding. By his account, 8 separate trees in the same vicinity discharged the substance in place of sap. Barrett and Donner then marked any of the affected trees with an X.
So 8?
That's what I'm thinking. The men could not replicate this phenomena for me. They brought me to the affected alleged trees, and observing proper protocol, proceeded to peel back the initial layer of bark only to find regular sap. I watched them cut into every marked tree only to find nothing of the ordinary. The men did, however, claim that to have kept some of this dark substance in a jar and produced it from a safe in the office. The loggers all insisted it came from the trees they attempted to cut down, but to me it smelled like little more than scorched engine oil. For the reason herein compiled in my conclusion that the Creekside Timber Company should immediately cease all present and future operations at their Black Hills Forest facility until such a time that a more thorough analysis of both the building and employees can be completed and a safe reopening can be confirmed. I will be sending copies of all my recommendations to all pertinent state officials as well as to the company itself.
Okay. So
we're going to say 8, right, for the trees?
Mm-hmm.
So 83542.
83542. Okay.
Yay or nay?
Let's find out. Go to inbox. Okay, we get a message back from Rosemary. It's a recording. So you will.
She's still alive, so that's positive.
Yeah. Let me.
What else could we figure out from the website besides just help and?
Yeah, that was it. It was just like a message. It was just some messages, nothing that pointed towards it. Okay. So yep. All right, let me pause that. Turn this on, and all right, here we go. This is the audio recording from Rosemary Kent. Hmm.
You know, I was about to try every possible combination on the lock until I got 100,000 possible combinations. Would have taken me a long time.
Hmm.
If what you just sent me is right. Okay.
All right, she's in.
Ooh.
Let's get these lights on. I'm outside.
Here, let me start this over for y'all. Because I didn't realize that it was that quiet on the audio. So, all right, here you go.
Oh my God! It's you! I don't know how you managed to get in touch, but you've got a hell of a sense of timing. Are these what I think they are? How did you even know that I needed this? You know what? I'm just going to go with it.
She's talking about that. How did we even know that she needed the code? Because she doesn't know that Anthony found this paperwork.
Try every possible combination on the lock until I got 100,000 possible combinations. Would have taken me a long time.
So this is the clicks of her putting in the combo.
If what you just sent me is right. Whoa. Okay. Let's get these lights on. I'm outside.
How'd she end up outside?
There was a...
Sounded like something broke glass, so I think he might have thrown it through a window.
flash of light, and then
Or
it
not.
was dark, and now everything is gone, and I'm outside.
Where's the dog?
No. She turned on all the lights, so the lumber mill disappeared.
Where are you? Tank!
So the dog's gone.
Please, come back!
I hear him. I heard like a... Huh.
I see a light. It's not far. It looks like a campfire. I'm going to get closer to get a better look. There are people around the fire. 3 of them. It has to be my boys. And Carver. I'm going to get them and take them.
And that's it. So...
They better rescue the frickin' dog.
I know!
Thank you for the exfoliation. That was very polite. Oh, he
So-
had like one arm piece for like an hour.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, that's interesting.
So that was
let
kind of
me
cool. So she
see-
doesn't really know how it happened. She just clicked on the lights and then the whole
Yeah, so
facility vanished.
she did not know, how it happened, of that, how we even got in contact with her, nor that how we knew that she needed that number.
It's interesting because you think at least she would remember that that place had been closed down if her husband's father worked there. Like,
Right.
that seems bonkers.
You would
she
think,
wouldn't know that it was closed down and probably demoed.
Right.
It's kind of interesting. That sure sounded like one terrifying monster, though. I'll say that much.
Let's see if
did we miss anything in the
audio
verbal?
transcript. Okay, episode 6 tomorrow. No, it'll be a couple weeks.
No,
for episode 6. No. Sorry. But we will get this worked on and edited as quick as I can to get it at least up on YouTube, and go from there. But I'm just checking to make sure that there wasn't anything. Yeah, it looks like basically we were able to fully understand everything. So, yep. So it looks like we got everything on it for the resolution. We found everything through all this different stuff that was given this episode, and gone from there. So looks like we are good and done with episode 5.
I have
was a short
no
one.
idea where this one's gonna go.
This one is an absolute short episode for us. We went through all of the documents.
The other ones had
quick.
A lot of stuff, though.
Yeah, there was.
So it was kind of like a relief because this one was fun, but like not as overwhelming per se.
No,
and it would have taken us another hour if Me Exquisite hadn't been doing all that together.
Oh yeah,
it would have taken easily another hour.
So that's why we always really appreciate you all helping us. It really helps us with that. Otherwise, it would be taking us, 34 hours to try to go through all this stuff sometimes. Very interesting episode, though. Knowing that she's out there, knowing that somehow she was inside of a old place, so like the woods is messing with her.
And she's also frozen in time in a way because Anthony's been missing her forever and found all of her stuff. Like, that's crazy.
So she went out there and found what looked like an old lumber mill. I'm wondering if, because of all the darkness in the woods, that affected her, right? And so then they were able to then send her back to that, because the time in the woods is like this fluid thing is what it seems to be. And so, but then once she kicked the lights on, because she said she saw a flash of light and then darkness. So because she kicked the lights back on, it dissipated whatever effect the woods was having on her, which then, boom, it had been demolished. Basically, so it brought her back to whatever that was. Yeah.
And also somehow got rid of the monsters temporarily as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, excuse right, it's been night for at least a day. Right, so a lot of that is stuff then to that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know why the dog wouldn't have come back too.
Well, maybe the dog was trying to attack the shadow when he was running off after it.
Maybe.
Or maybe the shadow claimed the dog because that was the one no-go in my world for this episode.
Snap back to reality. Oop, there goes Rosemary. Okay.
All I know is if that dog don't live, she better not be coming back out of the mud.
So, all right. Fine. Okay. I think that's, like I said, wraps up episode 5. Thank you all for joining in. If you are watching us later, don't forget, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what you think. We always greatly appreciate it. We enjoy reading all the comments, and we enjoy being able to reply back to a lot. I think we've done a pretty good job replying back to every single one.
We do our best.
And we really enjoy being able to help you all with the different cases when you get stuck or when you have an issue or anything like that as well. So, let us know if you find these videos helpful and you're using it to help you solve cases because you got a hunt-a-killer case or whatever the case may be. But just let us know down in the comments. We will have everything linked in the description down below for you to join the Discord and all of our other links. And if you would like to join us live, then definitely join in on Discord and follow us over on Twitch and Kick, and join us in for the next live stream of Hunt-a-Killer episodes. Yeah, so it'll be a couple weeks. And we will be doing the final episode of Hunt to Killer, so for Blair Witch, and go from there. As a heads up, if you're still watching this at this point, thank you, but I will be giving a heads up that we after episode 6 of Blair Witch, we are going to be taking probably like a 2-month hiatus on Hunt to Killer streams, just because of all of our stuff with the move. And my new job and everything else. It's just, unfortunately, there's not going to be the ability at that time for us to really dedicate and really put forth the effort to be able to put together some episodes without having some really long, probably, breaks between episodes. So rather than do that to all of you, we'll wait. We'll take a little break after episode 6 and then kind of just go from there and be able to get into some future episodes. So. All right. I hope you all have a fantastic one. And good night, good evening, good morning, whatever it may be for you, wherever you are that you're watching this. And Happy New Year as well. And stay safe. And above all else, stay strange. Have a good one.